Hello, welcome all. Today, our topic of discussion is a little different topic but very inclined for your UGC NET examination. You are preparing for your NET examination 2023. Now, what is a very important thing that you need to keep in mind if you are targeting towards JRF? One very important thing is the fact the changing pattern of NET examination. When I say changing pattern of NET examination, what do I indicate towards? I indicate towards the recent developments which are done in the various fields. Now this session is applicable for both paper 1 and paper 2. I'll individually talk about the sections of paper 1 as well as paper 2 where topics like these could be asked in your examination. Now, why current affairs is important? One thing is the government's new education policy to rule out this coaching culture, and the idea is to keep students updated. Now when students are updated, that means the conventional texts, the conventional material that you are studying would actually be of no importance if you are not updated. So you have to keep yourself well updated. In paper 1, expect at least 3 to 4 questions which are directly based on the recent happenings current affairs. What are those sections from? Around 1 to 2 questions from education, the various educational policies, commissions, new developments, new departments across various universities, new institutions being inaugurated. So those are some of the key things under paper 1 higher education. Under paper 1 environment, what kind of questions become important? Questions related to sustainable development, the COP26 this time was important. Then you have the issue on cryomesh, which is recently published, a very important technology for freezing corals, extremely important for environment point of view. VOCs, then EQI, the Delhi pollution problem every time becomes a very important topic. A Lancet report if released related to air pollution. So those are some of the important areas that you must be familiar with in the section on environment. Even in the section on computers, sometimes there are questions which are related to current affair in paper 1, and these questions pertain to ransomware, malware, phishing, what are various types of malwares. So what is Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Earthcoin? Then you have the digital rupee concept, which is released by Indian government recently. Again, a very important topic that you must cover. So these are some of the important highlights that I have talked about in paper 1. Now, when it comes to your subject, paper 2, I'll just point out few of the subjects with certain examples to give you a better insight about it. Recently, one of the film stars, Nasruddin Shah, went through one of the psychological disorders. So what kind of psychological disorder it is and what are the symptoms for it is one of the questions that could be asked in psychology. Let's talk about geography. Joshimath, the sinking cities, why Jakarta in Indonesia was one of the capitals that started to sink and the new capital was shifted. In India, Joshimath and now Karnaprayag are two of the centers. Whether they are because of anthropogenic causes, what is the geology behind it, the geography behind it, in which seismic zone does it lie, in which thrust it lies. So it lies in the Vatrika thrust. So those are some of the important questions from geographical perspective. See, recently we had one of the earthquakes which was witnessed in the Pacific region, and why it is important again becomes an important question. Similarly, in the section those students preparing for environmental science, Kigali amendment becomes a very important question. Cryomashing becomes another important question. In the artificial system, we are trying to create biorock technology, and that's to actually save the corals. So cryomash, biorock technology are some important questions from environment. Now even in the sections on history, you can have questions which pertain to current affairs. How Pinali Venkaiah was one of the important persons who was in news recently because of the 75th Amrit Mahotsav ceremony. Similarly, we had the stupa of Ramanuja, which was established, and this again becomes important. So his contribution to the society, his works again become important in the field of history. Similarly, for international relations, the BRICS summit, the Quad summit become important. So the recent development in international relations, political science again gains importance. So as I have pointed out some of the areas here, these are an example. In commerce, GST, the new rules, the changes in the tax regime, income tax slab changes, so those become questions related to current affairs. Now all these questions that I have explained here, you cannot find in the conventional books sometimes, and therefore it's very important to have an updated information and updated material. In paper 2, expect at least around 3 questions. That's the minimum I'm citing in any of the subjects which pertain to current affairs these days. Now if you are good at current affairs, if you are targeting specifically to these areas, you would be able to address and attempt these questions perfectly. A very important thing that you must keep in mind while you are preparing for your NET examination. So this was for today. If you have like any questions, you can just keep those in the comment section and I'll be happy to address your doubts. Definitely we will keep meeting again with various live sessions. So if for chance you have any issues related to any of the topics that we have discussed, you can definitely meet us, and that's something that would be a wonderful way of actually being able to score well. I hope this session was useful, and definitely feel free to post your queries in the comment section. Also, as mentioned, most of the current affairs topics that we have already covered, will be also covering those in the upcoming sessions. In the coming lectures, we will be also meeting live soon. So stay tuned for updates from our side. Wish you a very wonderful day ahead. Thanks for joining in.